Daisy here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to decorate up these cute little surprise boxes from our sponsor Paper Mart. You can find them online at www.papermart.com. I'm going to show you how to make a paper bow and also how to glam up a plain craft gift tag. Let's get started. So first thing you're going to want to do to make the bow is cut a bunch of strips of scrapbook paper in 1-inch strips. So I took one 12 by 12 piece and I cut it into strips. Then to make a bow you're going to need to cut 8 of the strips into 6-inch pieces. So I've already done a couple there. Basically just fold this in half, and because it's 12 inches wide, and just give it a snip. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, do your best. And then after you have your 8 6-inch pieces, you're going to want 4 5-inch long pieces. So what I do here, again, I kind of cheat. I just fold 2 strips in half, and then I kind of cut it about 1 inch from the fold there. And then I know I'll have 4 5-inch pieces. And then you're going to need 1 4-inch piece. So I'll just actually go right over here to the ruler, because I don't have a great hack for getting a 4-inch piece other than just eyeballing it. I might be kind of off. So I'm just going to cut right at 4 inches there. And then I'm going to save these leftover strips so that I can put kind of like the look of ribbon down the edge of my box. I'm going to set those aside for right now though. Okay, so making the bow is pretty easy. You should first divide up your strips so that you don't get them confused, because you're going to make different layers here. And you can actually make it bigger if you want, start off with some longer strips, but we're just going to do this simple one because it fits this size box really well. This is, let's measure this box. This box is about 4 by 4 by 4. It's perfect size for an ornament. Well, it's actually 4.5 tall, so great size for an ornament. So what you need to do, and you'll do this to all of these 6-inch long and 5-inch long strips, you're going to kind of make a peak, kind of like here, folding it kind of like you were making like an awareness ribbon, but I like to make sure I get it nice and tight at the end so it's kind of like pointing like an arrow. And then I'm just going to put a little drop of hot glue there on the end. Not too much, but you do want it to be secure. This is that foiled cardstock I got at Michael's, so it's a pretty strong paper, so the hot glue really helps hold it. I tried using my ATG gun, but it just wasn't strong enough. The paper wanted to pop out. So again, just make sure you get a nice arrow point there. You get a nice tip before you glue it down. Make sure it's nice and tight, and then just put a little drop of glue. And you want to do that to all of your 6-inch long and 5-inch long pieces. Now that we have all those pieces glued, we're going to start putting them together. So put your first one of the 6-inch long pieces down on your table and put a drop of hot glue in the middle. And then what I want to do is actually put the opposite side one. So I've kind of got, it's almost like a double pointed arrow. All right, and then I'm going to put another drop of glue. And I'm going to put one going this way. And then another drop of glue and put one going this way. And I'm working on a silicone mat, so what I can do at this point if I want is actually put a little bit of glue right on the mat so that I can actually put my project down so it won't shift around while I'm working. And then it'll come right off the mat when we're done. And that's the bottom, so you're not going to see it. Another thing you could do is actually work on some like double-sided tape, kind of like this score tape, and build it right on that, sticky side up, so that way you can have a peel and stick label. But I think it's a little bit easier just to put that on the back if you want to. I'll probably end up just gluing this to the top of the box, so it's not really that big of a deal. Now I'm going to start my second round, and I'm going to keep adding the same way. I'm just trying to get these points right in between the other 2 points of each one. So you just try to make it symmetrical. I think of it kind of like a compass, and I've got northeast, southwest. Now I've got, you know, northeast, northwest, you know. Now I just try to kind of get the other portions in there. You know, this foiled paper is extremely thick and difficult to glue, so you definitely want a really strong adhesive like a hot glue for this, or it's just going to pop apart. But because of that, it gives you that really nice springiness. Now for this next row, I'm actually going to try to have them so they point in between each of the edges. You know, so this one goes a little bit off. So these 4 around are going to be just a little bit offset, so they don't just overlap those and cover them up. I don't want that. I want them to be just a touch offset. And because they're kind of resting above the one next to it, see, this one's going to be right there, that just poofs it up a little bit and helps it have that really cool structure. I also think this the foiled paper makes it look also a little bit more like a traditional ribbon because it's got that shine to it, like a metallic or a satin ribbon would have. And then our last one, you know, just try to keep them balanced and you'll be fine. I don't think there's a way to mess it up. Oh, I will show you one way that my first one I didn't like so much, and I'll show you why. But then you can kind of figure out the way you like it best. Now the final piece is this last short one. We're actually going to glue this into a loop. So I'm just going to go just right around like that. A little strip of glue there. Just be careful you don't burn yourself because you are working with small strips. You don't want to stick your finger in that hot glue. And then I'm going to put, actually it's a little bit neater I think if I put the glue on the piece there. Whoops, and you may have to go back in and glue parts again if they pop up like we just had happen right there. So we're gonna let that dry, or cool rather. And here is the finished bow all glued up. Now this was my first one and I thought I'd do alternating colors, but I didn't put these, stack the middles on top of each other. I spread them out a little bit, and so I didn't really care for the look of that. But I think if this was done with double-sided paper, this would look fine. But since you've got that really high contrast white against the color, I just think it looks really sloppy. So I found that if I stacked them up a little bit closer, overlapped them, I got a much fuller bow, and I really like the look of that. So the next thing we're going to do is the glittered tag. I just think that's so pretty, and I was inspired by some tags I saw at TJ Maxx last night. So I thought this would be so easy to do with the stuff we already have. So what I'm going to do is apply some double-sided tape to this. You could use regular glue too if you don't have this tape. This is really wide score tape, and it's a lot of fun to use, but it can be kind of pricey, and glue will work just as well. You just got to give it time to dry. And I'm just going to put some of this along the bottom. Okay, I try to put it on there so I don't waste any. And then I'm just going to give it a trim right up close. So again, not wasting anything. There we go. And I'm just going to take a look here. I think I should trim off the bottom a little bit because I did get a little, I can see a little bit of that craft paper. These craft paper tags are from Paper Mart. Alright, now I'm going to just remove this. And I got a little hot glue under there, but that's not going to show after I put the glitter on. Then I'm going to take some Paper Mart glitter. Just dump that right on there. And then I like to take the release paper and kind of just rub it over the glitter. And that's really going to just press it into the tape so it doesn't flake off. I tap off the extra, then I actually rub off the extra so I know that the glitter that remains is really on there good. And there you have the cute glittered tag, which we can attach to our present. And then with the extra glitter, you can pour that right back in the jar. And the nice thing about this is because it's got a little bit of a recessed area, I can just pour that right into the lid and shake it, and it will fall back into the jar. Okay, so this is glued and dried. We've got our box, we've got our tag. So what I want to do before I assemble my box is make some kind of faux ribbon on the side, and you can use your hot glue gun for this. In fact, I think it's probably the best way to do it. So on the edge of each box, I'm just going to do a strip of glue, and then I'm going to put my decorative paper here that I made my bow with, and then I'm just going to trim it. Try not to cut through the box, you don't want to do that. Then I'm going to go over here. Actually, I'll go from the other side so I have that nice straight edge to start from. Down the middle and put my paper right in it. Do that on each side. When you get to the back flap that's got the lid on it, you do want to go the entire way. I'm thinking though that you probably will want to fold it, or at least kind of get like a little bit of a crease there just so it will have room to expand when the box gets folded. So I'm going to go the entire length on this one. Try to keep it right in the middle so it'll match up with your other ribbon, or your other paper strip I should say. Sure it will fold up there too. And then we're going to trim off the excess there at the lip of the box. Sometimes sometimes it's easier to fold it and trim from that side. Now to assemble the box, it's really easy. Simply open it. And then when you open it, the bottom just locks and you just reach in and push down, and that's all there is to that. Okay, so now our box has almost all of our ribbon on it. We're going to do one more piece right across there. So I'm just going to make a line of glue connecting those two side ribbons like that. And put one of my other pieces. And trim. And now how you attach the tag is completely up to you. Now this box can be reused, which I love, because then all your work, you know, this is a sturdy box, high quality, it totally can be reused, and then your work does not go to waste. I think I'm actually going to glue my tag down like that. And then put my bow right on top. Be generous with the glue on the bow though. This paper is so thick that I used, especially if you're using this foil cardstock like I did, the paper is so thick that that it will want to pop up on you otherwise. And like even parts of it still want to kind of pop loose. So like you might want to do a last touch up, see if you need any more adhesive anywhere, and then just kind of put your hands on it and push down a little bit as the glue is setting so it can really bond, because sometimes those pieces, those loops will want to pull away from each other while the glue is drying, and then you get that stringy glue in there that's really not holding anything. And here you can see the finished box. I think it looks so glamorous and fun, and not only would it make a wonderful Christmas gift, especially if you were packaging an ornament, but it would be really cute for a birthday too. And let's face it, don't we have a little more time to spend on gift wrapping when it's not Christmas? I love this punch of color on the inside of the box. I'm going to have a link to all of the products that I used in the video description so you can make this for yourself, and I hope you try it because it's a great way to use up scraps of scrapbook paper, wrapping paper, whatever you have, and it's so much fun. Oh, and if you didn't like that for a ribbon idea, you can actually take double-sided tape, put that along the box, and then sprinkle on some more glitter, and you would get a super shimmery, sparkly box. It would be really pretty too. I want to thank you so much for watching today. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and visit our sponsor, Paper Mart. You can find them online at www.papermart.com. Packaging for less. Till next time, happy crafting.